You can go to KOAA.com where you'll be able to see that QR code where you're showing Lauren, or I just want to let people know they can simply text the word scripts to 50155, and that's how they can donate, knowing where their money goes. And now to your forecast and the beautiful views of the aurora with Lauren.
Yeah, that's right, Bree. We're still seeing some of that destruction earlier on from Milton, and it is important to help everybody out. But for here in the Springs, we saw a beautiful display last night. That aurora was out and about, and those colors were on full display. This was a time lapse that was sent in by Josh Spear, and you could see those colors going up and down in terms of the intensity. We see those greens, we see those pinks, we see those purples. Those colors were all over the board, and it was just giving us a spectacular display. This was in Divide, and you can really see those pillars there and some of those stars as well that was also out and about. This was down in Pueblo. You could still see those pillars all the way down south, down towards Pueblo. This was sent in by Jeremy. Thank you for sending that in to us. This was near Woodland Park, and you could see those colors even in Woodland Park were very vibrant. Mike and Susan sent this one in to us. Thank you guys for sending that in. And if you have any of these pictures, we would love to see what you guys saw last night. You can send it to weather@koaa.com. And if you're wondering why we actually saw this, we have a solar flare that you sometimes will emit off of the sun, and this usually happens during solar storms, and these particles and radiation will interact with Earth's magnetic field, specifically around the poles right here. That's where that magnetic field really draws that in. And that's why we see it specifically near the poles, but because of how strong this storm was, specifically a G4, now this goes from 1 to 5, this was a G4 magnetic storm, so it was on the stronger side, that's for sure, and that's why we were able to see it so far south. But in terms of those temperatures and what we're going to be seeing for this upcoming week, a high pressure system is currently sitting over the state, but I am tracking a front that's going to be moving through Saturday evening and into Sunday morning. It'll help to cool us off just a little bit, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're fall-like temperatures. I mean 72 degrees for your Sunday, specifically for the Springs. And for the next 36 hours, we'll be in those 70s and then those 80s again for tomorrow. For Pueblo, we'll be in those mid-70s once that front moves on through, and then the next 36 hours, we'll just add a few degrees onto that, but we still will be getting pretty chilly at night. In terms of the next 7 days, 79 degrees for your Friday, warming up into those 80s by the time we get to Saturday, so feeling the heat a little bit. 54 for your commute to work, 70 on the way home, looking great. As for Pueblo, we're going to be in those 80s starting off your weekend, but we'll be back down into those 70s just for a little bit. Canyon City, 83 for your Friday. We're going to be holding on to those warm temperatures throughout Saturday, but once that front moves through, cooling us off just a little bit, but again, I wouldn't really say they're fall-like temperatures. More so Tuesday, that's when we're going to see those impacts. Woodland Park, 73 for your Friday. This is considered to be warm for October, so even though you guys are seeing some cooler temperatures rather than the rest of us, you guys are still seeing those above average temperatures, but as you can see, there's going to be some 60s on the board coming up, and hopefully we can see those stick around, but we'll still see some cooler temperatures at night. Time is now 6:49 on your Friday.